We all love our little K-9 friendly home family friends, but how do you keep them under control? I was told I needed to get a trainer as soon as I got my puppies years ago. One of the best decisions I've made. We've got an expert here going to talk all about it. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is the Your Little Castle Show. Welcome. This is Cardinal Cowboy, and I have a passion for my furry little canine friends. I love my cats, but I've really had an affinity for dogs. I'll never forget my dog Brown when I was a kid, and guess what color he was?
Brown?
He was brown. They got real creative with his name.
Yeah.
But,
Cleverly named, huh?
Cleverly named Brown. He was brown. But Brown was a decently managed pup. We had another pup called Sparky, and somebody gave him some meat or something that had something on it that caused him to go a little crazy. Anyway, years later, I got my dogs Blue Bear and Tigger, and they were Malamute Husky Labrador mix. Beautiful floppy ears, but real soft fur. At least one had really soft fur, one had a little more coarse. They were both tan and white. Beautiful dogs. I should put them up, but yeah, I am so glad I got them trained.
Yeah, I like that name, Tigger.
Tigger, yeah, because he would jump all the time, so we could always
I like that name. I had a dog in the other day named Tigger. I really like that name.
Yeah, so we have to get you name your dogs creative, fun things. But with that, welcome here, Kranky K-9 dog training. Bo Harrison been doing this for 20 years of experience, and we're talking about some of the fun around our community, the people that are involved in this industry, and what it takes to get this done. And you've really kind of innovated and created a lot of good, well-trained dogs, and a lot that goes into that. And what'd you call it? Retrieve?
The recall.
Recall.
Yeah,
okay.
we are recall masters. We are recall experts.
Okay.
So that's definitely our niche in the industry.
Okay. Because it's nice to have a dog who will sit and stay close and behave, but if it's running around, he's not coming back.
If you don't have off-leash control, what do you have?
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of problems potentially. So we're going to talk about the specifics of that. With that, shout out to Carol House Furniture, because look at our new frame shot. My new production assistant over there helped me to get this frame just right. And highlighting our local leaders, sharing their secrets to success, the Your Little Castle Show, yourlittlecastle.com. Carol House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle. See what we did there, Brooke, like that? And you can't have a little castle if you don't have some furry friends. In particular, I love dogs. So I can tell you my history with cats. They compete with each other and spray a lot. So that was one of the issues.
That can be a challenge with them. I don't have any cats for that reason. I've had them in the past, though, but I know that can be a challenge.
Yeah, and they're furry and friendly, but dogs are kind of like a little more human interaction. They'll listen when you call their name, and I just love dogs. So cat lovers, love you guys, but I'm a dog guy. What is it that led you to this? You said you were going to college, playing some football, and then
I played a little college ball, yeah, and but it never really the college. I got through it, but didn't really spark my passion. And I've always loved dogs. I remember just sitting around wondering what I was going to do with my life, training my dog, and realized, that you can do this, And I believe that at one point in time, somebody told me, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. You might have heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I'm sitting here training my dog, wondering what I'm going to do with my life. Do you know what I mean? And it just kind of popped out, and kind of got it figured out. Started looking into it and researching it and trying to learn. And here I am 20 years later.
20 years later, you looks young. Not even a gray hair. That means there's less stress in this.
Oh, there's some gray in here somewhere. You can zoom in, you'll see it.
Gotcha. But keep it healthy, and it's great. Dogs give us so many source of entertainment, fun,
they're a
exercise.
Riot. They're a riot.
And what do you think that is? I'm going to show some reviews here that are like off the charts, kind of crazy. It's really neat to see somebody with so many good reviews. But what do you think that has led to your success?
Loving what I do, passion, really, to be honest. I mean, I've been quite passionate and stubborn about my education, and it's like. It's kind of like we were talking about, is that you don't realize that marketing is even important because you're so busy learning skill. One dog after another, finding out what works, finding out what doesn't work, traveling the country, working under other people, figuring out what they know, figuring out how you can maybe turn it into what you do. And it's been an obsession, so to speak, of searching, reading, researching, learning under other people, for a long time.
Interesting. We've had the show here for quite a while. Take note on that one, everybody. They talk about it. If you have a quote-unquote obsession and you really just pursue the excellence in whatever it is you want to be the best at, you're going to succeed. Sounds like you've got that passion and you're going to go after this no matter what, and you're meeting people from around the country that are the top trainers and studying this day and night.
Yeah, I got involved with some professional organizations, some international and national organizations that other dog trainers are, involved in. And then you hear certain names, oh, this guy's in Chicago. Oh, this guy's out in Utah. This one's over in Texas. And you think, well, I got to go meet this person. I got to figure out what they know that I don't know, and see how I can soak that in and turn it into what we do.
So will you call these guys up and just, can I go visit, or do they have seminars? Or?
Yeah, most of the time they have seminars going on. There's a lot of dog trainers in the country that are gonna maybe they have a program that they're offering. They call them shadow programs. I would love to get a shadow program going on at Kranky K-9 sometime, but that's the whole idea, is that you've got something to share, and they sell it. They sell it as a package. You show up. I would go and work with them for a week. And then they give me, they've got it all figured out. They give you a pamphlet and, a curriculum, so to speak, and then you work with them for a week and you walk away a better dog trainer.
Expertise and training, always improving. That's pretty neat because, these are furry little canine friends. They've got a mind of their own, right? They've got a little brain going on there, and they will do their own thing. And if they're not trained, and that's what they told me, Carter, get your dogs trained immediately. So then. They don't run you. You manage them.
Yeah, well, you have to be in control of them for safety, and you've got to be in control of them for obnoxious behaviors. Everybody's got a nice house they want to keep nice, and then your pup doesn't understand. You see what I mean? You got to teach them the difference between inside and outside. And a well-trained dog is a joy to have around. An untrained dog is gonna do untrained things.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Keep that in mind. Untrained anything, it will do untrained things. That's crazy, especially dogs. They are fun and friendly and furry, but they can cause some havoc if you don't get them under control. You've been doing this now 20 years. You started your own company, though. How long after? You said about 3 years after, is that right?
I started working for another company in St. Louis. They're no longer around anymore. They were called Team Dog. And that was my first job as a dog trainer, and they taught me a lot. It was a really good deal. And after that, I worked for them for a few years, and then I started my own thing in 2008. Kranky K-9 was established in 2008. And so, it was slow moving. I worked other jobs, and just to kind of keep building this while I was making income over here.
Right.
And there was a certain point in time where this one took off, and I was able to reduce hours in this other job, and next thing you know, it was 100% dog training, and these other jobs just quit.
That's how they say to do it. Take up your passion as a side gig until you can build it up, and then turn it into something. It's kind of what we did with our show here too. But and if you've got a good product that people need, then the market will bear, and looks like you've done a great job with that. Tell me a little bit about your team. How many trainers do you have, or do you do most of it yourself?
I think we have 9 folks on the staff. We have a few trainers that work under me that I teach and coach, and then they learn and they help me with a lot of the training. It seems like I'm always coaching them. Turn left, turn right, reward, treat. And then we've got an office staff, and we've got our kennel techs who take care of our boarding dogs, and they do a lot of the animal husbandry so that I can continue on my path of just getting pups out, training them, learning, and whenever we put them away, they're getting them out and making sure that they're pottied and making sure that they're fed and spoiled and loved and all the affection stuff. They do all the animal husbandry so I can work on the education.
Okay, so there's a system here, and
there's definitely a system.
Everybody has a role, but you talk about husbandry. What exactly is that?
Just the animal care, like what you all do as pet owners is what we mean by that. Like you're making sure that they're happy and that they're healthy and that they are being potty breaked and just affection and love, their care.
Yeah, you're really doing a service for your dog to get them trained so that they can facilitate their activities within our culture and our community. Because if they're wild animals, then they're going to get put away and not allowed to enjoy their lives.
It's odd how many folks don't train their dogs.
Really?
I mean, I think a lot of folks look at dog training as if it's a problem-solving scenario, which it absolutely is. I mean, the people come to us with behavior problems, and they leave with behavior solutions. So that is definitely what dog training is about. But a lot of folks, like you said, you got your puppies trained when they were young. You prevented issues from occurring. And I really feel that that's super important. When people come to us with puppies, we coach them from the ground up. We prevent them from creating certain habits. And, that's opposite to the folks who come after the habits are already there. Either way, we have solutions for them and can help them.
So you can help just about any dog. And it is
Yeah.
best to train them when they're younger so they don't develop the habits?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can help older dogs too? Or?
Yeah, we can definitely help older dogs too. People bring 8-year-old, 9-year-old dogs all the time. I look at it almost like any other, almost like building like golf. Okay, like in golf, if you go out there and you swing the club perfectly every single day, there's a high likelihood that you're going to swing that club perfect on the next day. But if you go out there and slice it 50 times, there's a good chance that you're going to do that on 51.
Right.
So
Right, yeah.
when you come in for dog training as a puppy, we're building habit every single day. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. And they don't have repetition on the incorrect behavior. They only have repetition on the correct behavior. Do you see what I mean?
Right, yeah,
Whereas
okay.
our adults who have been struggling with their pups, dragging them down the street and not listening to their recalls for many years, is what it is. We can still get it done, but they're going to struggle a little bit more than these folks who have been working on it since they were babes.
Okay.
You know?
Makes sense, yeah. So start them early and get them going. If not, you can help them, but it's going to be is it a little more challenging?
We just got done training an 8-year-old dog, and there's pros and cons. The 8-year-old dog in my mind right now, she would do anything for a piece of kibble. You know
Right,
what I mean?
okay.
So she just nailed it. And sometimes that maturity helps them.
Okay.
Sometimes whenever they're puppies, what we're doing is helping you manage adolescence, youth. Whereas when they're older, when you go to build those skills in an older dog, they're mature, they're intelligent, they're not struggling with the energy from their youth. So in some ways, there's pros and cons there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like your older dogs, that 8-year-old dog that I'm thinking of right now, she did a really wonderful job, and she did a lot better than her younger partner.
Really?
And it was because I think a certain maturity in her.
Okay.
And she'd been sitting around in the living room for many years doing nothing, and all of a sudden she comes hangs out with me, and I'm popping treats in her mouth and having her run around and party and have a good time.
Right.
And she thought, this is the highlight of my life.
There you
So-
go. So yeah, you really bring some joy and you get your dogs to enjoy this little time they've got on the planet.
Oh, they love it.
What about this fuels your passion? Obviously, you've got a passion for this. What is it that keeps you going every day?
Oh man, I just love dogs. I mean, I've got plenty of them in my house with me, and whenever I'm off work, I'm still training dogs. I'm training my own dogs, enjoying them. I can't really nail it down as to exactly why this became my passion. I just know when I was a kid, I did a bunch of dog training with my own home pets, and just grew. And you gotta focus on something. Everybody's got their little thing. This was always mine. So.
Well, that's a great passion to have because our little furry friends on the K-9 spectrum, they bring so much joy to a family, to a household, and do a lot of great things. I was shocked. We've got a few seconds here before we cut out to our break here, but these reviews, holy cow. I'm putting this up on the wall for everybody. And TV wall number 2. Look at this, everybody. We didn't randomly select this one here, but we'll start here because I had scrolled down and looked at a lot of these, and I just randomly stopped. I said, Crystal, let's talk about her. 130 reviews, 5.0. You said you do have one person, but because you got 130, your average is a 5. That's pretty good. One person gave me 4, which is
We've been collecting those for a long time.
everything up and down. 130 29 5-star reviews. Cranky K-9 provided assistance to both of our dogs with training. We took a great intro class for our puppy and private training for an anxious dog. Bo takes time to assist, genuinely cares, and explaining well. The training materials are thorough and a great resource. Staff is responsive and pleasant. Our pups are doing better because of them. And you took some time here to respond there. But gosh, it's on and on and on there. How does it make you feel to see so many people?
I love it. I love it. Those reviews, I'm very, very, very proud of those reviews. I mean, I think that's like a collection of my, I love reading through those. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, just kind of based off of what Crystal just said, when we work with clients, we train the client, we train the dog.
Yeah, you're training people.
We give you go-home information. I have an entire syllabus that has been documented for many years. It's like my life's work. I'm constantly editing it and changing it. And if I think that I learn new techniques, it's going in that syllabus. And they're going to get that, and they have access to that for the rest of, I mean, they have access to it. It's a living document. You can open it, look at videos. There's documents in it. And if somebody got their hand on that syllabus without hiring me, they could train their dog from A to Z just out of that syllabus alone. And so I just want to make sure that when you come and you work with me, we train the dog, we train the human, then we train you together at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a lot that the people have to learn about how to train, how to manage their dogs.
I think that's probably
adults.
That's probably the biggest thing that I noticed. Like when I was saying that I travel the country working for these other dog trainers, and what I've seen a lot of the time is folks that'll do a wonderful, beautiful method on a dog, and then not spend enough time with the client. You know, and this is also something I think maybe some folks don't understand about dog training, is that it's not about giving me the dog and having me fix it for you, although in some ways I can do that, but everything always works way, way better whenever I get a committed owner who loves their animal and is interested in the result and wants to soak in as much knowledge from us during the lessons that we provide. Because we train the dog, we train the owner, then I want to see the two of you working as a team to make sure. I mean, I know for a fact I can get that dog to recall from 100 feet away even though there's a squirrel. Really? I don't know that you
even
can
with
do
a squirrel.
that. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know that you can do that until I watch it with my own eyes and go, okay, they got this under control. We can let them go. Do you see what I mean?
Nice. Okay, those are what you bring to the table here. Help people manage their life, get their furry friends in order.
Yeah.
Best for them too. With that, we're going to share some of our community involvement here. We had a little visit over to Rawlings, and Ozzie Smith was signing autographs there. We'll share a little bit about why we do our show here. My buddy Paul Brown says, you got to play this video about why you do this every show. And my good fortune to overcome a really bad accident and how we carry on and encourage others to do the same. Stay tuned, everybody. It's your little castle show. Here we are, everybody. The Rawlings Westport Plaza, the big screen outside. Ozzie Smith was just here signing autographs. Our buddy Ed Wheatley, who was just on the show. Here we go. There's Ed right there. Hey, Ed. There's Tracy, got his book. We're inside. This is where it all was happening just minutes ago. You can see here it is. There's Ozzie, got his picture right down here, you can see. And this is the Rawlings experience. We just took a bunch of pictures here, put a post up about it, but it's quite the establishment. And all the history of Rawlings sports, Rawlings gloves. They've got a batting cage up here. This is quite the establishment. If you're looking for anything to do with baseball, especially its finest in the field gloves. So check it out. There's your batting cage. And here's the whole layout. So we hope you check out Rawlings here. They have everything you can imagine you would ever need if you're interested in learning about baseball and want to get a baseball glove. Finest in the field, the Cardinal Cowboy. Stay tuned, everybody. It's Cardinal Cowboy. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwish was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. By now, we are on ABC 5 times a week. So many businesses are loving what we're doing to help them get their name out there. We'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. Takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there's no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Professional video on your website closes more sales by instantly building trust, clearly explaining complex products, and keeping visitors engaged longer. Reducing bounce rate by 34%. It'll help you to gain that credibility, increase engagement, simplify complex tasks, lower your sales friction, and boost your rankings on the search engine. So this is all kind of a no-brainer. See how we've now had over 500 interviews and now almost 250 different business owners. Go to bigleagues.com. That's bigleagues.com. Go to bigleagues.com and get signed up. You can schedule right from there. So there you have it, everybody, and what we enjoy in the community. And boy, I do love my furry little friends. It's good to see so many people involved in the community, but we love to see somebody helping our dogs to get trained and be in good behavior. Don't we wish we could do the same thing for some humans sometimes? I get in trouble saying that, but we all need to be trained. So, but especially those, because dogs, they can bite and they can do all kinds of fun stuff. But you get the aggressive dogs. We're going to talk about that. You can handle them. But give me a little cost analysis. What is somebody really risking, I guess, in this case, by not getting their dog trained or trying to do it themselves, or their brother-in-law who said he'll take care of the dog for a couple weeks and get him trained?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, a dog can do a lot of damage really fast. You know, like I think you and I on our break were talking about a mistake that someone could make, and sometimes folks get pups and dogs and they just leave them free in the house instead of containing them or treating them, teaching them how to be alone. And they'll destroy your furniture. And I mean, right. you have a couch you paid a few $1,000 for. You come home and it's been shredded. Your curtains, your carpet, whatever. Right. A dog can do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Very, very quickly.
Okay, yeah. So do take the time to get them trained so you can circumvent all of that.
Absolutely.
Why should somebody choose you? What do you think really separates you from the rest? You talked about a couple things.
If I could say our niche in the industry would be off-leash reliability. We do two things well. We do two things really, really well that you probably will have a hard time finding at other dog trainers. And the first one is an off-leash recall with distractions present. Our clients, when they're finished with us, they can go camping, hiking, hunting, fishing, float trips in Missouri, you know, and that pup is off-leash He wants to be with you. He doesn't want to run away. He enjoys your presence, and he wouldn't take off, run away, and be lost in the woods if you decided to float down the river in Missouri somewhere. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think that that's one of the cooler things that we do offer, is that when folks come in, they don't trust. When folks first come to us, they're terrified that their 5-year-old is going to leave the front door open and the dog's going to leak out the front door and run the neighborhood, and then they're going to have to play keep away and chasing him around because they're terrified he's going to get hit by a car. So the first thing is safety, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can absolutely give you an off-leash recall that will prevent them from crossing the highway.
Oh.
You know, I think that I mean, what's the owner's biggest nightmare as a pet owner? And that is the dog running at top speed away from you.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Right.
And that is the exact moment where that recall is conditioned. And so the biggest benefit for a pet owner to work with us is going to be complete off-leash reliability, never losing the dog ever again, and being able to allow the dog to be a dog. I mean, think about a dog's existence. They live inside the house, in the backyard, fenced in, and on a leash. You see what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So we keep them within 4 walls, inside of a fenced-in area where we do exercise, and then whenever they leave the yard, they have to wear handcuffs.
Right.
You see what I mean? So
Right.
off-leash reliability is true freedom for a dog. It's happiness, so to speak. You can, I mean, you know, we rent our backyard out for folks sometimes so that they can run the dog, because it's a good 1.5 acres fenced in.
Okay.
So they get to come and do zoomies and party and practice their recalls. But at the same time, people are searching for things like that because they do not trust their dog in an open field with no fence. And I can give them that reliability.
Yeah, that's got to make you feel some sense of comfort, because you've got people put a lot of energy, a lot of emotion. They become members of the family, and they don't want to have to worry about their dog running off.
I mean, imagine the trauma. Imagine the trauma of your beloved pet running off, and then you don't know, is he safe? Is he, lost? Where is he? You know what I mean? So, I guess the other big benefit of working with us is going to be emotional stability. So I think another thing that we do well is making sad dogs happy. So you get a lot of folks, a lot of your viewers have dogs that don't do well with thunderstorms. We have 4th of July coming up.
Yeah.
How many of these folks have dogs that are shaking in their boots because a firework goes off?
Right.
And then we have, a week of it?
Yeah.
Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And these dogs are terrified for a week straight.
Yeah, my dogs broke through my basement door, come to get up into the main part of the house when I had them down in the basement, because
Fireworks.
Thunder, yeah.
Oh, thunder? Yeah, thunder and fireworks. We desensitize those types of things. We show them how to be stronger, how to not be emotionally sensitive in that way, how to handle adversity, overcome adversity. And that is a huge piece of what we do, is training for pet owners that have fear, anxiety, nervousness,
All right, everybody, stay tuned. You're watching the Your Little Castle Show.